Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fellowship of Fans 2024. One of our first videos, might be your first video, but this is a general update for you guys. We just want to sit here and be as transparent and honest with you guys, the community, as we can be about what our plans are for 2024 and some of what our struggles were for 2023, and hopefully bring you along for that journey. And again, if you have any questions, we hope to answer them here, and if not, we'll try to get to like a follow-up video answering some more of your questions. So just first and foremost, as everybody is painfully aware, things are ultra slow regarding the Rings of Power, the War of the Rohirrim, the upcoming Tales of the Shire game, and any news at all about future Tolkien adaptations coming from Warner Brothers. And the truth is, the longer it takes for news to drop, or scoops to come out, the longer the team is away from each other. And it gets harder and harder for us to get together as a team and create this fun content that we've done in the past for you guys. And we enjoy making for you guys. And, maybe you guys can kind of speak to some of the struggles that we had this past year with, exactly that, like how hard it is to get people together sometimes.
Yeah, Harry, you can go first if you want.
Yeah, I think, of course, one thing, time zones is one issue. And again, just the thing around the fact that once is also linked, like, do people really want to be spending the time discussing sometimes stuff that they're not really interested or have that much passion for anymore is another important thing. So taking time out their day to go and discuss stuff that maybe they prefer discussing or talking about, I think Strider links into the next point.
Yeah, so as Harry and Martin have mentioned, Rings of Power, it's been a while since we saw the first season. It's still going to be a while until the time we will see the second season. And so that's one half of it. The other half is the fact that a lot of us were, at least in some way, disappointed with the season. We wanted more. Like the hype, as a combination of those two factors, is a bit down, and we didn't have a lot of opportunities to really discuss these fun things. We're looking forward to the War of the Rohirrim as well. There's a lot of cool things that will happen in the future, but we haven't had time to actually do the cool things that we are used to doing on the channel. So we are looking to branch out in different ways. So, Marking, you want to share a bit more about that?
Yeah, so like everybody's kind of going over, some people, it's hard to get together. We are in very different time zones. We have very different work schedules, and because of that, it is difficult to link up at times. And at least in the lead up to season one, we feel like we had a pretty consistent schedule, so everybody was on the same page and knew on this day we were going to record, video was going to come out on this other day. And with the off season happening, we don't really have that. So getting 3 or 4 of us together to make a video gets difficult at times. Some people also just fell out of love with Rings of Power, so they're not really interested in discussing it for season 2. I'm not one of those guys. I still love me the dwarves. Can't wait for season 2. More dwarvish action. It's going to be great. But because of that, we are looking to branch out and add more people to the team. And we don't want it to be surprising or jarring, some of these changes that we're making. And that's why we're trying to make this video for you today, so that we can be as transparent with you guys, the community, as possible. So first, we are looking for more members of the team who are comfortable being on camera and have an interest in talking about Tolkien in any adaptation spawning from his original works. That's our bread and butter. That is what this group was made for. That's ultimately what brought everybody to Fellowship of Fans to begin with, was talking about Tolkien and how it was going to, be shown on screen with Rings of Power. And in terms of like the Rings of Power content in that regard, we see no changes in covering the content you've come to expect from us going forward. But we would like more people to chime in, to pitch in, be a community, to be that fellowship. So if we are recruiting, which is what we're saying here, guys, what would you guys kind of be looking for in somebody to be on the team? Like, what kind of roles can they fill? What kind of personality do you think they need to have?
Well, I can just start off with my actual recruitment experience with the Fellowship of Fans. I just saw this random story one day, like 2 years and 3, 4 months ago. I was like, I'm not sure what's happening here, but they're like talking about Lord of the Rings. It's like, you know, they're talking about the show. I was looking forward to the show and all that. And then they were just like, hey, we're looking for, I don't know what was the exact wording, but like, we're looking for a presenter or something for this second age show thing that the channel is doing. I'm like, I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen second age show actually up until that point, but it was like, hey, there seems to be a bunch of Tolkien nerds that want to discuss Tolkien. Like, yeah, that's me. Like, sign me up. So I applied, and here we are, like 2 years and a couple of months later, and many videos and even more fun discussions later.
Yeah, and I think
I'm looking forward to having more people, like just passionate nerds that we
mm,
can nerd out together with. Basically, I think that's maybe the
mm.
main characteristic. But Harry can say more about that.
Yeah, and I think for even what we've done so far, I think has been pretty much incredible because it's in like what we have right now, not just on YouTube, on everywhere. It's not saying it's unprecedented, but I just feel like nowadays with communities, either they're bought out or not bought out, but like they become more commercialized. You know, you have like Screen Rant, Looper, etc. It started off like how we are, even like winteriscoming.net, and they end up, you know, after some investment, selling some of their stuff. It becomes more less of a connect to the community. But then right now with us, I feel like we're in this golden space, and I feel like we can just utilize as many people from the community as possible, and like really carry on building something that we've already started so far. Like it was so much fun having for season one, having like a group of like 9, 10 people who'd always be our first watch party had 10 people on it. And it was like, even at the time, we've learned from the season one process, like maybe having 10 people on for watch parties isn't the best idea. But the thing behind it is that in the end, having like these regular people all wanted to be involved, being engaging, and they're just like us, other Tolkien fans and fantasy and entertainment fans. I think that's such a cool thing, and I think getting more people involved as well to be part of this, because I don't really see much other communities doing it like how we're hoping to plan to do it. So yeah, I think that is going to be quite exciting.
And there's plenty of ways people can hop in and help, whether that's helping out run the Discord server, coming on videos like this and being one of the talking heads, getting to share your opinion with our audience, being somebody who's going into the weeds and looking all through different subreddits and casting web pages to see if we can find anything related to any sort of Lord of the Rings. There's ways to contribute even if you don't want to be a talking head. But
Or
if
even
you are
management
somebody,
roles as well. Someone
yes,
who just wants to be behind the scenes, but is like really good. Like that's who we have now for us is Showblay. Frederick can maybe
mhm,
someone a few videos. He's now almost like our behind the scenes guy, controlling, making sure everything's okay. So if that's a role that seems like maybe you don't be, but you have experience or just like helping out behind the scenes or managing stuff, make sure stuff's okay. I think that's another role as well.
yeah, and guys, burnout is real. I'll tell you, when season one ended,
Hmm.
there was just so much, so many videos, so many threads, so much moderation, so much Discord activity, Twitter, social media. Like I'll be honest, I was fatigued by the end of it. So I needed that little break. And what we're hoping to do is have a core group of, let's say, 6 to 12 people that are willing to be in videos. And we just have people rotating in and out all the time. So it's not the same people talking to the audience, but also we're not burning anybody out. So you're around and you can hop on when you're available. But if you're not, this is all volunteer work, so it's not the end of the world.
Hmm.
If you want to reach out to us and just inquire about something that you feel like you can offer up to the team and be a part of the team, send us an email at info@fellowshipfans.com. Or if you know us on social media, feel free to reach out. We'll take a look at those DMs. Now,
Hmm.
onto something that's going to be, I think, a little more controversial with you guys. Okay, hear me out. Okay, don't kill me up front. Just hear me out. On top of expanding the team, we're also looking at expanding our content genres, both in
Hmm.
the league's business and in news coverage and entertainment and businesses surrounding other movies and shows that aren't Tolkien as well. Like our team has many interests, and we'll be experimenting in the near future with things like a weekly or bi-weekly news roundup that consist of 1 to 3 team members on a video, gathering and delivering news around movies and television and entertainment. For a channel and a team to survive these vast periods of time where nothing is coming out about Tolkien, we want to have other avenues of being engaged with you folks and allowing us the time to flex our creative muscles and our freedoms to try new things and see if it helps our community grow and also help us grow as individuals, learning new skills like Strider hosting these panels, or somebody coming up with assets that we can use on social media, or editing videos and figuring out how to throw this stuff together. And at the end of the day, if we're having fun, enjoying learning these new things, it's only going to help boost up and level up our Tolkien content. Would you guys like to share your thoughts on the expansion of different genres that isn't necessarily just all Tolkien all the time?
Yeah, I think for me, it's one of the things I'm looking forward to the most because, as we have just mentioned, like there's a very empty space now while we are waiting for more Tolkien stuff, which is like that's my favorite thing. Tolkien is that's my jam. Like if there's one thing I like, that's like one fandom that's my fandom, that's Tolkien fandom. But there's not many things happening now. Well, I did just get the Fall of Numenor, so I'm gonna be reading everything out of that. But otherwise, like in public, there's not many things happening. So it's cool that we will be looking into other things because there's so many cool things happening. Like we have Reacher, like Varking and I really like that show. I think some other people on our channel as well like it. There's like I'm getting way more into Star Trek now, and there's like 1 or 2 shows. Like there's new seasons are coming up this year. Like I want to talk about Star Trek. Or, if we can find people that want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But there's gonna be House of the Dragon. There's gonna be like maybe Wheel of Time, The Last of Us. Like there's gonna be Fallout TV series. There's gonna be so many. There's gonna be a lot of movies happening, and and the fact is like that all of us are nerds, and we all have. Not all of us like all the things, but a lot of us like all these different things that many other people here like. So I'm really looking forward to just having an outlet where we can create things also in regards to what people actually watching our videos want us to do. Like we're not just gonna do all the random shows we like we will also try to focus obviously towards the things that people who are following the Fellowship of Fans, who are part of our community, things that you want to see. We will give you the options to like point us into the direction you want us to go. But we are saying here that we are opening up for a lot of basically we can just call them like nerdy things, which means that's like a very wide spectrum of potential things to talk about. So we will be looking forward to your input on what you're expecting from us. But here we are opening up. Harry, did I maybe miss something here? Or
No, I think you hit all the nails on the head, and I think, of course, is going to be more on YouTube as well with the expanded to the different franchises and other shows, movies, adaptations. Because for me, of course, I'll still be on my side holding down all the Rings of Power stuff, and of course, no, Strider, we're even thinking of doing a Silmarillion show potentially as well. So still all that Tolkien and all stuff. So I think the point here is that the amount of Rings of Power content is going to stay the same, bringing more things and adaptation-related content, and we're going to be venturing further into other franchises. So it's not like you're losing what you like about Fellowship of Fans. It's just that you're going to be gaining more, and that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, like we're just going to just a quick. So we're just going to slightly decrease the Rings of Power videos output and just like pop some other things up, but basically more or less the amount of content regarding Rings of Power and things related to it will more or less stay the same.
Yeah, so we're not gonna cut content. We're gonna still provide you guys everything that we've been currently providing you. None of that is changing. But the idea is we get on a pretty set schedule for us, when videos are going to be recorded, and for you guys, when those videos are going to be uploaded, so that you know when all the Tolkien stuff is going to be dropping each and every time. It's not going to be a surprise. And then maybe sprinkled in here and there will be a video about the new Avatar show coming out on Netflix after they did such a great job with One Piece. If it's good, we'd love to talk about it. And if you guys are engaging with that, then we'll continue to try to do more and more of that stuff. We want to find a creative path forward, but we definitely want to hear what you guys have to say on that. And I know there's going to be questions around like, does this affect our activity on Discord? What about our social media posts, the release schedules for all of our content? And again, just being as transparent as we can be here. I think we have some non-negotiables, but things are mostly still up for discussion in that regard. And I can kind of speak on what my ideal goals are regarding this, and then you guys can kind of chime in and tell me what you see. But for me, it's the Tolkien content has to remain king and goes untouched on our channel. That is a non-negotiable. Our social media presence gets a smidge of a change where it's like 80% to 90% all the Tolkien stuff we're currently doing now. And then if I break news about James Gunn's Superman movie, we'll just have that one post letting you know that there's a video up. Or ideally, if we can create these videos under a certain size and time length, we can just post them right to the platforms where you guys can just click them and watch them there, and you don't even have to go to YouTube. But outside of that, we stick to what we do best, and we're going to keep all of our social media posts, the memes, the polls, the shit posts, the stuff that we're already posting, which is all Tolkien related. You're going to see all that stuff continue. So the other 60 tweets that go out in a week, still all going to be all Tolkien, and I feel like that is the best path forward for us, where we're still focused on a specific thing, but we have these 1 to 2 videos, maybe up to 4 a month, where we're talking about something else just to keep the creative juices flowing.
And also shout out to V as well for all the social work on at least the Twitter done so far as well.
Yeah, all those tweets that I was just talking about, she does banger numbers with those. I don't even know how she keeps up that kind of pace. It's pretty sick. It's amazing.
Yeah. She's so good. She's so good that they actually tried to take us out because how good she is. Right? You remember that? Like, Fellowship of Us was gone for a couple of days and it got sorted out. They were like, just you people are doing the same numbers. Something's not good, but actually it's just me. She's just that good. So yeah. I do want to share one more thing though, regarding Tolkien specifically. We want to give more space to other things Tolkien, so not just Rings of Power, but like we want to do more videos in some shape, way, shape, or form, as they say. Like for example, maybe something about the movies, or maybe we can discuss one of the books or something like that. Like, so for example, specifically, Harry and I had this. It's just an idea. We need to have a proper discussion about it, but we have been thinking about maybe doing like read through the Silmarillion, and then just have like the newbie's guide for people, because Silmarillion is notorious for being a very hard book to read, because people often expect a novel, and it's actually more like this huge history book, and there's like a lot of information, a lot of things happening. So that's one of the things we are discussing. If and when that's going to start, that's the question. But it's just like just to showcase an example of what we are planning on doing. We want to do more deep Tolkien lore, but in like a very digestible way, in like a very in a way that's very easily accessible for anyone. So anyone who's like a very strong lore fan, or someone who maybe just saw the movies or just saw the show and they want to get into this is going to be something that we're going to be trying to do.
And also back to the movie universes as well. Warner Brothers stuff, we're going to be doing more stuff on that. Because I know Stride of Arkin is going to be the show that you guys are going to do on potential movie pictures we could get. Because what I want to do with this show, which is going to be alongside We're Here on Wednesdays, which is also returning once a month. So you'll have one We're Here on Wednesday and one of the untitled Lord of the Rings movie spin-off movie ideas show that we're going to be doing, where we're going to be looking at, and what you guys are going to be looking at, different pitches. And we, again, as I said, we want to get the vibe of when it was kind of like, what the Lord of the Rings of Prime was going to be before we knew it was Rings of Power. What's it going to be? And even once we found out it was second age, what are they going to adapt? Are they going to adapt the Forge and the Rings? Are they going to go straight to the Lost Rites? Are they going to do Eldarion and Horrendous? Or they've got the appendices. They could, touch on Aragorn's lineage, young Aragon, etc. We're going to get back to that vibe of what we could get from these Warner Brothers movies. I think that could be quite exciting for you guys. And alongside that, the Council of Fans will also be returning, which is, I know, one of the most fan favorite shows from Fellowship fans, and the longest and oldest as well, which is always nice. And that should be back on Fridays live, and it's not going to be every week, but it's also going to be like a show where it's going to be like the reoccurring show that we're going to do. We're not going to go through this period again where it's been 7 months since we last went live. We're not going to do that again. We always go, even when it's off seasons or where there's not talking content coming out, we still want to have the Council of Fans just be that link to you guys live. So how we're talking right now, but to a live audience, and we think that is going to be really cool to have that through Council of Fans as well.
While we're recording this video, I mean, maybe that can be where we are doing the news roundup and talking about, if there's not Tolkien content, here's the other stuff we're watching. What are you guys watching? What are you guys listening to? What games are y'all playing? But to piggyback off of what Strider said, and just to show you guys, when we're saying that we're looking to make these changes and branch out, it's not just branching out away from Tolkien. We're already planning more Tolkien-based projects in the group that are, at some point going to hit the ground, and we're just going to be going with them. So we're like,
you're very excited about those.
Yeah. So just a couple quick more notes for people. Again, this is a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in for us. We're just trying to be transparent. We're putting it out there. If you lads and lasses have strong feelings one way or the other, please leave a comment and let us know what your concerns are. And you have my word that we will make a follow-up video addressing the concerns of the community at some point in February. It would also mean a lot the other way if you guys shared your support in the comments and let us know that you understand what we're trying to do here and you trust us that we're going to do it in the right way, in the Fellowship of Fans way, so we can remain engaged, doing what we love. A simple like on the video, thumbs up, it goes a long way to see your support and know that you are here with us. That being said, again, I know it's a lot to take in and it feels like there's still a little bit of uncertainty, but the ultimate goal is to push our team members into doing things that they enjoy and not asking anyone to do something that might stress them out or, they might not exactly have the time for. We've got team from all over the world working different schedules and different time zones, and our goal is to still find a way to make that content you guys want, and we can participate in it in our own time and still get it delivered to you in a timely manner. And I speak for all three of us here, but we are all very excited about what this journey is going to be in 2024 and really just looking forward to sharing this journey with you guys, our fellowship.
And I agree with everything you said, and I think just to add on to little things, that the reason we're also doing this is because there's so much still potential in this. Like our Twitter follow account is always going up despite Rings of Power not being the most in thing right now, which is hopefully that you'd like our content beyond just that as well. But
yeah, we hit some crazy numbers on Twitter.
And the execution of some of our reveals, and trust me, leaks and scoops won't be gone as well. That's our thing right now, so that's going to stay. But yeah, some of the things, the Celeborn reveal, I think that was one of the best things we ever did, and crazy. And the Gary reveal, spent over a month of planning into that as well. I think from our part, at least, it was executed perfectly. And I just think, we also have an incredible team. That's another thing as well. So we really see potential in this, because when we decided to even discuss and do something like this, is because there is so much potential here, and we're just feel like we weren't with the 2023, because there was a lot of stuff coming out, weren't being able to hit a lot of that. So I think it's going to be a big year for us all, and I'm very excited.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just quickly add up. I agree with all that. I'm very excited about this. I think I don't know if you mentioned, but there's also the idea in our name. Like it does say Fellowship of Fans, but we are fans of many things. So, which is why we're also trying to branch out in other things. But again, just to make sure that we are properly understood here, we have a lot of interests, but we want to focus those interests into whatever it is that most of you will enjoy. Because the fun of this is we are doing all this cool nerdy stuff and nerdy talks, and then we can hear what other people think about things we're talking about. So we will be looking forward to hearing all of your ideas, your questions, your concerns, if you have any, and then we will, as Martin said, we will be following up on that. So make sure that you do put in the comments all the questions, all the comments you have. Just give us everything, and then we will answer all that. We will address it.
On a final note, I just want to say shout out to all of the original founding members of Fellowship of Fans, including Harry, for kicking this whole thing off. But also a big shout out to the people who run the social media teams day to day, day in and day out, and are on there engaging, posting different things, communicating with each other. It's not easy to do, and it is all volunteer work, so nobody's getting any sort of incentive for doing it. They just do it because they love it. And huge shout out to, I have probably seen 8 or 9 names in every single video that we have done since the inception of Fellowship of Fans.
Oh yeah,
that continue to come back. Every single video haven't fallen off or gone away. Like, you guys are the foundation of what we do. Like, if you look at, again, the Twitter growth, the YouTube growth, the following that we had, the opportunities that we've been afforded on this team, it's because of you guys tuning in, dropping likes, leaving comments, discussing all the stuff, coming to the Discord, just having a good time with us. Like, we appreciate you guys immensely, and we hope to see the community just continue to grow and grow and grow with us through 2024.
Yeah,
That's
and I just want to, you inspire me to, for another thing. There's
you
also
inspire me.
There's a lot of people who like often go unnoticed. Like, we have just people taking care of the Discord server, like mods, just taking care of that place functioning properly and being a nice place for people to hang out in. Or, like just people who showed up in like one of the videos, and then maybe they just decided it's not for them, and they decided, okay, we're just going to write some texts, for example. So I'm like, there's so many people being a part of the core of the Fellowship of Fans. And then, as Martin said, like, there's all of you who actually engage with all the content, which makes it worthwhile, because if you're not engaging with it, then what are we doing? But that also means, just again, to remind you of that, we are looking forward to hearing from you, from people among you who think they could, like, they want to maybe write some text on Tolkien. Why not? We need people for that. We need people
site.
for the website. We need people for all these different things. So if you're just going to tune in and watch the videos and comment and whatever, that's absolutely perfect. If you want to join us and do some other things regarding the channel or whatever, that's perfect. Like, whatever you want, we are here for you. Just, it's Fellowship of Fans, so let's be a fellowship.
Also, just on the way out, Amazon, if you're watching, my Prime subscription ran out in October.
Get this man a Prime subscription.
Probably not going to re-up that thing until Rings of Power again. So, but if y'all want to hand me something, I'll take it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
From any among you who are interested in maybe showing up in the videos, perhaps, or just writing some text for us, or maybe helping out with the socials. Not that we need any help, but or maybe you have some editing skills, or you have just anything that you just want to help contribute to what this big nerdy community. Like, we are open for that. We are looking forward to that. That's how all of us got here. Like, everyone, no one here got like drafted on like January football transfer term. Like, we all just at some point were like, hey, can I do this thing or whatever? Can I help you this way? So we are looking forward to that. That's why we are here, to just do the nerdy things together. So we're looking forward to you applying for anything.
Yeah. So the place to do that, email us at info@fellowshipoffans.com if you want to be on the team. But also, if you're already on a team that is maybe got a smile logo on it, and you want to help this team out with some inside information that maybe we don't have, you can also reach us at info@fellowshipoffans.com. Harry, can you sign us out? Because I think that my pipes might be leaking at info@fellowshipoffans.com.
And just say to not post that on 4chan and send it to info@fellowshipoffans as well. So yeah, all right. Well, gonna be a big, exciting year. glad to have you guys sign me to help lead this and have the whole team behind it, and have, of course, the audience as well. So yeah, very excited. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Later, y'all.
Cheers, folks.